Hey, Tex. Master of the Lamps? What? Kennedy Approach. Sounds like a space shuttle game. Port to Atari 8-bit, Commodore 64, Atari ST, and Amiga. Which means we've probably seen the Amiga version of this before. See, feel, and hear all the action. Kennedy Approach is the first simulation to include realistic, high-quality speech right from your computer. Bad weather, in-flight emergencies, instrument failures, and other variables provide an ever-changing environment. You control the action in the skies of our busiest airports. Oh, okay. 20 different aircraft could be calling you at the same time and maybe vying for the same runway. So it's an air traffic control video game, okay. You'll hear both their radio calls and your broadcast messages in high-quality speech. All commands can be given using the joystick. This simulation is immediately playable and enjoyable. Wow. All right. It's a microprose game. Oh, fancy. The manual's 32 megs. Jesus. Okay. Okay. What the? Whoops. That was not correct. Fuck. Fuck. That was the background and not manual I was messing with. Zoom in a bit. Made by Andy Hollis. There we go. Okay. Note from the designer. Dear friend, in considering the vast network that makes up our air traffic control system, I was challenged by the opportunity of bringing to life on your home computer the unique job of being an air traffic controller. Developing an easy-to-use and frankly the most realistic simulation available turned out to be a challenging and highly enjoyable task. I designed this simulation with state-of-the-art software speech technology that adds another dimension of realism. You actually hear the communication between the tower and the aircraft to the simulation. Playability and user interface is greatly improved through the use of a new icon-based control area display map with joystick control. This simulation is the product of months of work, programming, research, and testing. Back in the day when a complex video game could be made in months instead of years by 50 to like 700 people. It has one goal: to have fun, to experience all the action, excitement, and pressure of an air traffic controller. While you're working your shift in one of the nation's busiest airports, I hope you'll find the same fun and excitement that I had in designing this simulation. Okay, let me update my stream title here. When did this come out? 1985. Air traffic control is one of the world's most demanding professions. Every minute in the tower, a controller is called to make life or death decisions for thousands of passengers and crew members. He or she must control a constantly changing situation, monitoring flight departures and arrivals, guiding planes around bad weather, mountainous terrain and restricted flight areas, coping with emergencies, slow planes and fast jets, including the supersonic Concorde. In this fast-moving environment, even the slightest miscalculation can lead to a dangerous near miss or a mid-air disaster. Air traffic control is not for everybody. To succeed, you must have superb concentration, quick wits, and nerves of steel. Candy Approach gives you a chance to test your mettle. How well can you handle the pressure and responsibility? Learn the ropes by working the graveyard shift at Atlanta International, and then work your way up to prime time at the John F. Kennedy International. Happy landings. The game, when the simulation is loaded, see the main option screen. Here you can select between showing a demo, showing an instant replay of a scenario you've previously saved on your disk, or playing a new game. No selections made within 60 seconds. Demo shown automatically. Select a skill level from 1 to 5. It's a good idea to start with easy levels in order to gain experience with the simulation. The more difficult levels will put you right into heavy traffic situations with no margin for error. Okay. Once you've chosen a skill level, you'll be offered a choice among several cities at which to work. The selection presented to you is dependent on the skill level you've chosen. The different metropolitan regions are described in the map section of this manual. Choose one by typing the corresponding number using your joystick. Okay. Before your first shift, you must enter the proper password in order to log on to the air traffic control computer system. The computer will present you with a number, and you must consult the password tables located throughout this manual for the word that corresponds to it for your computer. It's very important to get the correct password for your computer in order to gain access to the system. Type the access code, press return. Ready for your first shift as an air traffic controller. C64. DME or 4. Okay. Good old copy protection. Alright, control area map. The largest section of the simulation displays the control area map. The control area map is designed to provide you with the state-of-the-art computer graphic representation of the information provided. Real air traffic controllers. Kennedy Approach's display improves on the old technology, round radar screens, by providing pseudo three-dimensional icons of aircraft with direction, altitude, and flight path information for the entire area you're controlling on one integrated screen. Use the lowest altitude bar for exit position. Command lines. Alarm messages. Shift time clock. Plane ID number. First letter of plane origination point. Destination point. Altitude. Lanes. Flight plans. Okay. Normal entrance. Approach VOR tower. Okay. What's this thing supposed to be? It looks like a saber. The hilt of a sword or something. The dot grid. A grid of dots 1 mile apart is superimposed over the ground to aid in navigation. Bright dots denote normal air traffic lanes. Air traffic features. Entrance and exit fixes. Places where aircraft routinely enter your area are labeled as they are airports. On the approach side of each airport is a VOR tower. Incoming planes hold, circle around this until they're clear to land. Aircraft that are landing must approach from this direction. Okay. There are 3 types of aircraft Kennedy Approach: light planes, jet airliners, and supersonic Concorde. Light planes are smaller than jet airliners, and the Concorde is distinguishable by its drop nose and delta wings. Is this a Concorde, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. The direction of plane is pointing indicates its direction of travel, which will always be one of the 8 primary points of the compass. Below the plane are bars indicating current altitude in thousands of feet, and to the right is the plane's ID letter. Also on the map are mountains, storms, and restricted zones. Planes must maintain an altitude of at least 4,000 feet over mountains, and they should avoid storms and restricted zones altogether. Okay. Yeah, go look up the manual for Falcon 4. 1,500 pages or something. there's more access codes. Okay, there's copy protection all throughout the manual. Boeing 707. The command line, just above the control area map, is the command line. Here, messages are displayed as they're radioed between you and the aircraft in your area. When you use the joystick to direct traffic, B, your commands written down, and you will see the pilot's response. The upper right-hand section of the screen are the flight plans for the active aircraft in your area. The uppermost letter in each column is the plane's ID letter, corresponding to the ID on the control area map. Below the ID is the first letter of the origin and the first letter of the destination fix or airport for that plane. Below these is the altitude in thousands of feet. Aircraft that are waiting to take off have a star in the altitude field. Clock. Okay. Shift ends on the hour. Passage time in the simulation is measured in real time. In other words, the time pressures you experience correspond exactly to those experienced by real air traffic controllers. Time can be accelerated by holding on the spacebar. Okay. Alarm area between the clock and the command line is the alarm area. Dangerous situations are reported here. These include incorrect exit altitudes and fixes, conflicts, and crashes. As air traffic controller, you must direct the flight paths of all planes in your area. You must give precise instructions to each pilot indicating turns and altitude changes. Planes will fly straight and level unless otherwise instructed. You may direct the activities of any aircraft in your area by establishing contact with it, entering the command mode, and issuing instructions. Okay. Yeah, that guy's YouTube channel is awesome. It's called like Air Force Proud or something like that. He just plays the Microsoft Flight Sim. He goes into the air control tower and screws with people. You can establish contact with a plane in one of two ways. One way is to type the plane's ID letter. The other is to use the joystick to move the cursor over the plane and then the joystick button to give a push. Sounds like using the keyboard will be better. Whichever method of establishing contact you use, you'll automatically enter command mode. To confirm this, the image of the plane will turn into an arrow. Flight plan for that plane will turn white. Okay. Tell the pilot what direction you want the plane to fly. Move the joystick left or right until the arrow points in that direction. Specify an altitude which you want the pilot to fly. Move the joystick up or down. Okay. Please note, important, each bar indicates 1,000 feet of altitude, and the actual position of the plane is represented not by the icon, but by the bottom bar. As you select the heading and altitude, the text on the command line will reflect the appropriate command. A short push on the joystick button, and you'll hear the command radioed to the pilot. Here's Roger response. You can now watch control your map to see as the pilot begins to make the altitude and heading changes you gave. Once you issue a command, which always consists of both heading and altitude, you'll automatically leave command mode. Note that these latest commands will override any previous instructions. If you want to exit command mode without issuing a new set of instructions, give the joystick button a long push, greater than 1 second. Okay. Yeah, let's crash some planes. When the skies become crowded, it's often difficult to remember what instructions you've given each plane. You can ask a pilot for a status by selecting the plane with the cursor and giving a long push. Okay. Pause F1 to end the simulation. Return to main menu F7. Okay. Air traffic control. Incoming aircraft. Some aircraft will enter your control area from an adjacent area. The flight plan for each incoming aircraft is posted 1 minute before the plane becomes active in your area. When the plane enters the area, your area, the flight plan changes color from gray to black, yellow to black for Atari, and the plane appears. Now awaits your instructions to complete its flight plan. Incoming aircraft will always enter the area at an altitude of 5,000 feet. Okay, takeoffs. Flights departing from airports in your area will post their flight plans 1 minute before they're ready for takeoff. Their flight plan will have a star in the altitude field. Will turn black when the aircraft is ready. To give clearance for takeoff, type the plane's ID. Use the joystick to instruct the pilot to climb to the desired altitude as described in section B3. Remember not to start takeoff when another plane is landing. Damn, I want to see a 747 do like a loop-to-loop like that. Landing. Aircraft destined for an airport must be landed by heading the plane down the runway and giving a clearance for landing altitude 0. Aircraft that have been cleared for landing and have reached altitude 0 can no longer be given turn commands. Remember, aircraft must land on the runway from the arrival side of the airport as denoted by the VOR tower. Okay. Holding. Since only one aircraft can use a runway at a time, it may be necessary to put other planes into a holding pattern. Hold is a continuous full turn around a VOR tower at a particular altitude in either a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. Incoming plane scheduled to land will automatically hold at the VOR tower until cleared to land. At times, you'll need to instruct a pilot to enter or maintain a holding pattern. To do this, enter command mode, push the joystick in the desired direction until the hold symbol appears over the plane on the control area map and the command line says hold at VOR. Then, while still holding the joystick left or right, give the joystick button a short push. The command will be given. Okay. Exiting the control area. An aircraft that does not land in your area must leave via the exit fix indicated in its flight plan. All such aircraft must exit at an altitude of 4,000 feet. Okay. Simulation aircraft characteristics. Speed. Light planes move 2 grid dots per minute. Jets move 4. Concorde 8. All planes have a climb descent rate of 1,000 feet per mile. All 3 types of plane have a turn radius of 1.5 miles. This gives an effective turn angle of 45 degrees per grid dot. Okay. To make a 360-degree turn requires a 3-mile diameter and 8 45-degree turns. Okay. Yes. All these instructions won't mean anything until we actually start the game. In order for air traffic to proceed safely through your area, several requirements must be met. Aircraft separation. First and foremost, these requirements is aircraft separation. You must maintain a 1,000-foot separation in altitude between aircraft flying within 3 miles of each other. Note that planes may fly within 3 miles of each other if they are separated by at least 1,000 feet. Or they may fly at the same altitude if they are at least 3 miles apart. Failure to meet the aircraft separation requirements result in a conflict condition and a possible mid-air crash. Bad weather. Occasionally severe weather will move through the area. Planes must avoid this or they will crash. Mountains. Plane will crash if it does not maintain an altitude of at least 4,000 feet over mountainous areas. Restricted zones. Planes must risk being shot down by nervous security personnel if they overfly the Washington Monument or the White House. Okay. Planes carry a limited amount of fuel and will run out if delayed excessively. Planes that are landing at airports in your area have only 15 minutes of fuel from the time they enter. All other planes start with 60 minutes fuel. When a plane's fuel supply gets below 8 minutes, it will contact you and declare an emergency. You should direct the plane to land at the nearest airport for refueling. If you allow a plane with a fuel emergency to exit your control area, it'll disrupt air traffic in the adjoining areas, which will cause incoming planes to have low fuel. Occasionally, on the higher skill levels, you may get an aircraft entering your area already with low fuel emergencies. Sick. When your shift ends on the hour, you'll be given 1 month's salary based on your current GS rating and bonus pay based on your performance. $100 for each flight completion, $200 paid for each successful emergency landing, and $100 is subtracted for each minute of flight delay caused. Holy shit. Should you commit a major error, the game and your career as an air traffic controller will be over. Major errors include crashes, bad exits, letting a plane with an emergency leave your area, conflict time greater than 1 minute, or flight delay time greater than 45 minutes. If you commit no major errors and your conflict time is less than 30 seconds, you'll be promoted to the next GS rating. At this point, you have the option to go on to your next shift, show an instant replay, save the scenario to disk, go back to the main menu. Okay. Tips for better play. Plan ahead. Watch the flight plan area for the next plane to become active and decide what to do with it before it enters your area. When it enters your area, give it the appropriate command as soon as possible. Use as few commands as possible to complete a flight plan. The air traffic lanes are set up so that most flight plans can be completed with a single altitude and heading change. Stay at skill of 1 until you become proficient. Air traffic increases with the skill level, causing conflicts for the inexperienced player. The constant noise of the conflict warning is quite annoying. That's a good sign. That's a great sign when a video game is telling you in the manual that it sounds annoying. Awesome. Awesome. Use altitude as well as spacing to avoid conflicts. Planes in holding pattern can be stacked at different altitudes, landing them one at a time and shifting the others down. Remember to start the descent commands with the lowest aircraft first. Hey, Ryan, thanks for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Twitch alerts is not working right now for some reason, so there's no raid alert, but welcome, everybody. Handle takeoffs and landings in groups. It's easy. That is, do a series of takeoffs, then a series of landings. Very difficult to mix the two without causing a conflict. When the skies get crowded, delay the takeoffs. It's much better to have flight delays than to have conflicts or bad exits. Delaying light plane takeoffs is especially useful since they move slowly. And remember, the bottom of the altitude bars represents the plane's position over the ground. It is this part of the plane picture that must pass With the exit fixed for a proper exit. How you guys doing? We're just reading the manual for Kennedy Approach, which is apparently an air traffic control simulation game. We're going to crash some planes. Atlanta, Georgia. Dallas, Fort Worth, Denver, Washington, New York. TAC-N, Fort TAC. I don't even know what that means. Appendix. I guess we can look it up. VORTAC, ground radio navigation station combining VOR, DME, and TAC-N. Okay. Yep, we're on to game 12. Maps of each of the airports. Oh, this must be mountains. And credits. Hey, Sid Meier worked on this. That's cool. Is air traffic control for you? If you're interested in air traffic control but have no previous experience, it's important that you visit an air traffic facility near you, more than one, if possible. So there's a wide variety in workloads. What is a brisk afternoon at one tower, for example, might be a snail's pace at another. Virtually all control jobs involve shift work, because most facilities operate on a 24-hour basis. The exact rotation of the shift is usually determined by the individual facility, but it could be that you might work several weeks from midnight to 8 a.m., followed by several weeks working from 4 p.m. till midnight. Your days off may not fall on weekends, so if you're a 9 to 5 type, you probably aren't suited for air traffic control. When they got like full color for the back page. F-15 Strike Eagle. Hey, there's Kennedy Approach there. Decision in the desert. We did it again. The top critics said no one could top our simulations, but they were wrong. We did it again. Acrojet. Another challenging simulation to be introduced soon. Oh man, do you have the nerve and the ability to try these exciting new simulations from Microprose? Da-da-dun-dun-da-da. There we go. All right. Let's boot this puppy up and see what the fuck we're getting ourselves into here. Keep the manual handy for the copy protection. All right. Place. Also for Microprose, in Europe, F-15 Strike Eagle, Mega Alley Ace, and Solo Flight. Lakefront Drive, Hunt Valley, MD. What is MD? I don't know what state that would be. Maryland, baby. Probably Maryland. There we go. Kennedy Approach. Still loading. Wow. This takes a while. Warp speed, go. There we go. Holy shit, that takes a long time to load. Field level 1. Atlanta. Land, yeah. You can crash in the Hudson. Hotlanta. Oh man, here we go. So where's the, I guess the runway B. That's some quiet voice work there. I just gotta make it through a shift without getting fired. Sazral, I think we'll be okay. I'll turn on some music eventually, but I want to be able to hear the sweet digitized speech. It beeped at me. What did it beep about? When do I tell him to go altitude 0 to land? That's what I want to know. No, see, it's an airliner from the back. Like that's the back tail fin, and then the wings coming out on the sides. Super exciting stuff, guys. Come on, guys. This is high intensity air traffic control action going on.
United 002, turn left to 270 at 5,000 feet.
Listen to that sweet digital voice there. How can you not be like just riveted here? Look at you.
American 301, head 270,
Land.
cleared for landing.
Yeah, land.
United 002, head 270, descend to 1,000 feet.
Densha Dago. I don't even know what that is. He landed. Japanese train sim. Gotcha.
United 002, head 270, cleared for landing.
Yes, the shift clock goes in real time, so that we can experience the real pressures of a real air traffic controller, according to the manual. Speed up his spacebar, right? That landed 2 planes. No, it says the shift ends on the hour, so I'm assuming our shift ends at 2 o'clock. I would guess. Could be wrong.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Delta 407, head 270.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes! Ah! Ah!
Get the tunes going. This will make everything 100 times more intense. You ready? Yeah, this is just something you'd have to be into. If this topic interested you, if being an air traffic controller was something you would be interested in, then this seems great. Like, it's easy to play, but it's got all the things you would need, right? It's not something I'm particularly interested in, but it's a well-made game. And I totally know people who would dig this. I'll bet you this game sold like hotcakes in Germany. Germans love video games that make them work a real job. I don't know how long a shift is, Filthy Bear. I have no idea. The manual just says your shift ends on the hour. There we go. That's how long a shift is. Boom. 16 minutes flight delays, 3 flight completions. You've been promoted to GS8. I don't know. I don't even know if there is like a full career or how this works. Sweat on your palms when you play Candy Approach is quite real. And approved of the documentation. Fascinating, well-designed simulation for someone who wants to get a taste of what air traffic controllers do all day and night. Candy Approach gets a clammy hands rating of 9 out of a possible 10. I can see that. Again, it's just a question of whether you're interested in what's happening or not. And also we're playing on, like, the low difficulty level, right? I imagine on difficulty level 5 there's, like, planes everywhere, and you're like, you know. Yeah, I turned the music on, Macapple. We heard the speech. It's very, very quiet. A 10. Nice. This is called Cosmail. Well, yeah, there's probably like a modern equivalent to this. We haven't had any planes, like, ask to take off yet. I don't know how that works. So far, we've just landed people. I don't know. I don't know if we'll get fired or not. We can always just run it on the hardest difficulty and when there's like 700 planes. If we want to see a crash when we're done. Oh man, we got lots of planes coming in now. Where the hell's Jay going? Hey Jay, I told you to go that way. What the fuck you doing, bro? Airport hero? I guess he's doing like a massive fucking loop-to-loop here. You're fucking 4,000 feet above him, relax. Give me conflict. You're fine. Quit whining.
Look at the mask with my boy.
Quit whining. Stop whining. What the fuck? Goddamn planes are not following instructions. What do you... No, what? Oh god. I don't know what Jay is doing.
Yeah, Red.
Jay, go that way. Please. Oh god, another plane's coming. Land, Kay! Land! give commands to N for some reason. I feel like this is going badly. I can't tell. I can't give orders to anything anymore. It's just not accepting any input I put into anything. It's completely fucked. Okay, there we go. Let's just let me give orders to J. N. I don't know where K is going now. Oh man. What is happening? I'm completely lost. Why aren't you landing planes? N, I don't... What are you... Well, okay. Game over, try again. Wow. Okay. Let's try skill level 5. At the hardest airport. And then we'll call this done. Anyone know how to clean up a video signal on a 2600? Yeah, run an emulator? Save yourself the hassle? No, I think I just had too many, like, conflicts. I don't think there were any crashes, though. If anybody knows about that, it'd be Ranscott. I don't know if Ranscott's in chat, though. Ranscott is our local Atari 2600 expert. You probably have to mod the 2600, like RGB or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, this shift is like 14 minutes long. Told you to descend, B. Go down, fuckface. No. It only gives voice commands when I give orders to people. Crash! Crash! I want to see a crash. Wrong exit fix. Main problem with this is just how unresponsive it is. Like I select a plane and it takes like 30 seconds before I can actually like give it an order. Yes! Collide! Collide! Refuse to slam into each other. Guys just refuse to crash into each other. Man, this is making the C64 struggle. I'm holding down fast forward, and it's taking like 5 seconds per second. This game's too much for the poor Commodore, I guess. Warp mode, go! I guess those aren't mountains down below. Slot planes in the air. I don't think we're gonna get a crash. It looks like it's too hard to make planes crash. I'm trying. Oh, somebody's got 8 minutes of fuel left. Maybe someone will run out of gas and crash that way. Trying to crash into your wingman. Nice. This is chugging so hard. We're at 1000% CPU speed right now, and it's still like, And again, they were probably assuming that I would be landing airplanes and not just letting them accumulate on the screen. Like, I don't think they ever expected there to be like 8 planes on the screen at once. They're like, oh god. It's almost over. Everybody's at the same altitude. Come on. Fucking slam into each other. I'm guessing 0, since I only landed 1 plane. And we've had like non-stop delays and conflicts and fuel emergencies, which all penalize you, so I can't imagine we'll be making any money at all. Like, how are these 2 planes not slamming into each other? Come on. Or crashes. Apparently there were crashes. Aw. You can't even tell. Just no, like, crash. Couldn't have, like, a little explosion or something. Lame. Alright. Anyway, we finished a shift. There's no, like, objective other than earning money. It's like a high score, so... We're counting that as done. I don't think anybody wants to watch any more of that anyway. Kennedy approach. 2 out of 5 only because I'm not into it. It's a well-made game. It's just not what I want to play. And air traffic control simulation. It was pretty well done. Just not something I personally have any interest in at all. 3 C64